views and opinions on this show are for entertainment purposes only. The only factual information is any story that has happened to AT2 or the parties involved. Other than that, go ahead and get you a drink, get you something to eat, just relax and enjoy the show. Let's have fun. All right, y'all, let's get real. Listen, it's gonna make a little sense why I got this vest on because whatchamacallit, my guests are all in yellow and I ain't had no damn yellow. So I got this vest from when I was working in that warehouse. Well, actually, I wasn't working in the warehouse. I was working in the office. You know, I don't do no physical labor. That's why they call me Fat SAT2. But what's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode. Yes, we finally bringing it back. Do you even care? The show where we talk about celebrity gossip and we find out if you even care. So we're gonna find out today. But today I have two special guests with me. But before I introduce my guests, I just want to say what's up to the people. What's up, Wanda? What's up, V? What's up, Wendy Lucas? What's up, Princess? What's up, Juice? Thank you for coming, Juice. I ain't seen you in a minute. What's up, Mina, the hardest working mod? What's up, Southern Belle? Who else we got up in here? What's up, Super K? All right. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. And also make sure to share this video as well, too. So without a further ado, let me go ahead and introduce the Yellow Mellow crew. First, starting out with T, Laugh, Gags, and Gossip. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you for coming. And you look good today.
I know.
Hey, what's the color of the lipstick?
You know, it's a secret. We gotta, you know, that's the behind the scenes. We'll talk about it.
Oh, okay. Your new line coming out soon, huh?
Right.
You know, I'm great with promotion, so you know all about
Yes, I do.
And without further ado, let me go ahead and introduce my second guest coming back to the show, So Debonair.
Hey.
Yeah, see how all my guests had yellow on and everything like that? So I was like, let me throw on this out quickly.
You give us like neon green, though.
Exactly. I was gonna say, hey, that ain't
okay,
yellow.
yeah, it's more neon green than anything, huh? It ain't even
It's okay though.
Okay, we're gonna work.
We saw where you was
going
with that. We probably was going with it.
It's
Right. Right. It's the effort that counts, you know. Yeah, it definitely in the dark with the lights on, it doesn't look that yellow. It's more neon green than anything. Y'all right about that. But Deb, thank you for coming on. I appreciate you. You know, I know earlier today when you know, you're in my chat, we were talking, I was like, well, shit, let me bring back the show. So I want to say thank you because you inspired me to bring back the show today. So thank you.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So we're going to go ahead and get into these topics. So we are going to start out with Nicki Minaj. Now, Nicki Minaj had performed at Essence Fest the other day. She made a comment about Kanye, calling him, she said some to the effect she don't F with clowns. But let's go ahead and actually play the clip. It's real quick.
Wait, hold on. I'm monstered out. And we don't fuck with clowns. But you know what? I gotta shout out New Orleans. Yeah.
Ooh, so for people who don't know, Monster is Nicki killed that verse in Monster. You know, Kanye's song Monster. She killed that verse. And so everybody requests for her to do that verse. So it's funny how she was all like, nah, I'm monstered out. So something might have happened. Now, the rumor is that it's connected to the whole Cardi B feature that Kanye West, you know, was on the new song, The Hot Shit. Now, I'm going to start out with T first. Do you think that it had anything to do with Cardi B or there's something going on behind the scenes with them?
We monstered out. We don't with clowns. That's my Nicki Minaj impersonation. But no, I do believe that it is because of the Cardi, the collab, and also because, you know, there was rumors that when she was working on the feature with him that he kept making her change her verse and rewrite, and gave her the runaround. So I think it's just some kind of residual drama, so I think it's a little bit of both.
Right. Donna said, y'all cute with AT2's vest and his shirt. Y'all look like a cute traffic light. Thank you. And then, Deb, do you think that it could possibly be like some kind of old beef that been brewing and now Nicki is making it light of it, or like, because just seemed kind of random, because I was like, oh, I thought they was cool, I'm
not a big fan of hers. So, and I want your channel to start getting trolls and stuff. When you say that,
we free of opinions. Go ahead and state your opinion. They gonna eat you up, not me.
I'm not a big fan of her, so I didn't even know that or Kanye. So I didn't know that they did it. I didn't know nothing about this, but if I think what you were saying earlier was that he was making her change her verse. Kanye is very specific about what he wants, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think if that was the case, maybe her bars wasn't good.
Right. And he kicked Soulja Boy off the song too. So remember, Soulja Boy was mad because he didn't make the first album, but now he's on this one or whatever. So you never know if that could be a thing too,
Yeah, but he has great albums, so and he's strategic about it. It's almost like working with Beyonce to me. It's like they're strategic artists, and what they want that. And if it don't sound good, they're not going to put it out.
Right. Now, because people expect Nicki to do that verse, should she have just did it, T?
I think so.
Yeah, I think she should have just did it. She should have just did it and then said something afterwards. She could have said something snarky or some kind of side comment like afterwards and just did it because that's what people want. You know what I mean? Even if you don't F with him, just do the verse. That's what we want. Just do the verse.
I mean, it's good for her career. I mean, they're talking about the queen is back, and it's not like she ever went anywhere, but like she's performing again. She's had the baby. Well, we think she's pregnant again. So it's like, girl, just work. Just work.
Yeah, people were talking about that. They think that she was pregnant again. But other than that, I also heard people who are fans of her said that she didn't do too great at the Essence Fest. Like they were disappointed with her performance. So I was like, oh.
Well, were they disappointed with her vocals, her delivery, or were they disappointed with her, dancing because
like her performance, like as far as like her stage presence and stuff like that. Nicki was never a dancer, like she was never a dancer, but they were disappointed with like her stage presence. It didn't seem like she was into it. I think this was like her first big show since returning from, being pregnant and stuff like that. Deb, do you think that she had so much pressure on her and maybe that's why it wasn't as great as people would have thought?
Well, I think I'm agreeing with the people that's in the chat. She's married to a clown, so how could she not want to F with clowns, I think the backlash that she's been getting for a long time is starting to weigh down on her. That's why we haven't seen this man in a very long time. I think that's what's weighing her down more than her music.
Oh, okay.
I want to jump in and say something. I wore this haircut in commemoration of Nicki Minaj, so I am a Nicki fan, okay? I used to dress for her at the Halloween school specials for my daughter with the pink hair and all. But what I want to say is, if you guys recall, when Cardi B was pregnant, some people complained about her performances too. So if she is pregnant, then that would probably, explain the inability to,
But are we fat shaming her?
Beyonce performed pregnant and she did a good job. She had a whole chair to lean back and everything. So we can't blame pregnancy for a bad performance now.
Right. But are we fat shaming her though?
Beyonce. Now we can't nobody
Right. But are we fat shaming her though? Because some people are like, oh, just because like she put on a little weight don't mean that she's pregnant and stuff like that. Are we fat shaming her? Gotta put it out there.
No,
I'm not fat shaming her.
I'm not either.
Okay. I think she just had some chicken wings because when I listen, I ate a bag of chips and that's why I look full. So it just happens when you.
She might have just had some ribs.
I'm like, she had ribs. Hold on, let me show you my ribs real quick.
Hey, 82, how are you?
I'm doing good. I just got home, but I just got finished cooking. You know what I cooked?
What you cooked?
I cooked ribs. Can I show you my ribs?
Please show the ribs.
Let me show you my ribs real quick. Can you see my ribs? Y'all see my ribs? Y'all see my ribs? Oh no, my camera.
Oh, this motherfucker. This motherfucker right here. Gotta be stopped, bitch. You're not coming back.
Them ribs were delicious. But anyway, moving on
I
to our
love that
next.
clip.
It's a classic, right? Moving on to our next topic, I wanted to talk about Cori, who is Snoop Dogg's daughter. She recently had got haters, critics. Basically, I think people are so superficial with their beauty standards nowadays because they're basically saying if you wasn't Snoop Dogg's daughter, you wouldn't be with the dude you're with right now. So this is what she had posted on her story. She said, people are miserable. It's so sad. It's so hard not to let people comments get to you because, deep down they're struggling. But I'm still human and words hurt. How do y'all have time to sit on someone's page and just talk ish? It never made sense to me. But if they see you in person, it's another story. So hateful. I'm praying because that's a sickness for real. And then she said, y'all love saying a ninja must like me because my daddy's Snoop Dogg. Like, why can't he just love me for me? It's deeper than being his daughter. I'm on my own. I'm my own person. I'm more than that. And I hate that I feel like I gotta go on here and do all of this. But I've been dealing with this shit. Damn it, I said the word. High school is frustrating as F to have the question if that's the case, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So I'm gonna start out with Deb first. How do you feel about, her coming out and making that statement in regards to how people feel about her and her relationship? Like, can you talk about that a little bit, having people like coming down on you and you saying like, damn, I know sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me, but words do hurt, right?
I think she should have pointed out that this is colorism. Because this is what it is. It's a light-skinned girl with a light-skinned guy with a dark-skinned girl. And she's a beautiful girl, honestly. She really is.
Right.
But people feel like because she's the dark-skinned girl, they can't see the beauty in her. And now she's a very beautiful girl. And I hate that she had to even respond to this, because if I was her, I'd have been like, F all y'all, you know what I'm saying? I would have throw up the deuces. I'm not doing it, and it doesn't matter who her dad is. There's so many celebrities who have children who are dating other people. Why is this a problem?
Right. And especially, it's so crazy because you see her picture right there. She's beautiful. So what are they talking about? T, can you explain what they're talking about?
She kind of looks like Foxy Brown a little bit.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Well, me being of the darker hue as an African-American woman, I grew up with that. You're pretty for a dark-skinned girl,
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it stays in the back of your mind. At my age, I hope, middle finger to you. So, and she's still young. And when people make those comments, it still hurts. Like, I have detached myself from that. I'm more in love with myself now because I love me. But when you're younger and people are making those statements and they're calling out your color, of course it impacts you. And should she respond publicly? If that's what she needed to do, of course. But it's just that we're still living in a time where we judge each other based on the hue of our skin. When they're turning back, well, I'm not even going to, we got so many other battles to fight. Let's get over the dark skin. Come on, y'all.
Exactly. And I think because she's a bigger girl too, and she's not even big as you wouldn't even put her on the same scale. And I love Jill Scott. You wouldn't even put her on that scale. She a woman with meat on her bones, but I think that also plays into it. Huh?
Jill Scott's not even that big. She just has big breasts. Jill Scott's really she's not really that big for real.
Well, she's not a Lizzo. Can we say Lizzo?
Lizzo.
She's not a Lizzo. Right.
Yeah.
Right. But I think if she was even just slim, big, because there's nothing wrong with big boobs, but if she had big boobs, small, unrealistic waist, and a big ass, they wouldn't say anything because it's all about the small waist. Like, you can have big titties, big ass, but you got to have the small waist. And because she don't have that small squeezed in body, that's also why they're probably saying this shit too.
Yeah. Well, I will say her boobs are sitting nice on this picture right here. Like they look great. So
it's some of yours do too, T. But go ahead.
Let me explain too. Hold on.
Thank you. So let me ask you this though. All these women that are having all this surgery and the Ari Fletchers, they still got problems with their men. So the plastic surgery does not mean that the man is going to be any more faithful. So we got to get out of that thinking as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you. I think there's there's like this group think like, oh, if I get this surgery, then if you the baddest, you know, you'll never get cheated on. You'll get anybody that you want. But it's so much more to that. You know, attraction is more than physical.
Right.
It is.
Yeah.
It's about the personality sometimes. Maybe she's just a really good person, you know. I think sometimes we are, depending on who you are, like you are attracted to the vibe of a person or the personality or the intellect of a person. Yeah. Everybody's not attracted to just visually what you see. And visually, she's beautiful to me. So I mean, I don't understand why people are coming for her. But I mean, to me, if I was a heterosexual man, I mean, I would talk to her.
And on top of that, you got to think too, you know, she is Snoop Dogg's daughter, all that stuff, but she's supposed to date a higher caliber. If Snoop Dogg is your dad, you're supposed to date in a certain tax bracket. You know, you want to see her with some trap ninja or something like that. Like, that's not who she's going to date. She's going to date high men that are higher standard or look better or whatever, because that's what she's associated with and that's who she's around. Like, you want her to be with somebody who's a slum or it's unrealistic what people expectations are, because all they think about is looks and not about what's in here, what's in your brain or anything like that. You know, it's just crazy how people are so ignorant, you know.
I think now that we're getting to see her, I would love to see her on the next season of Growing Up Hip Hop to see more about it.
That would be a good one. I like that. I like that. I definitely would like to see her on there. I think she would be a good cast member for the show.
Yeah, me too.
Does
she live in LA?
Yeah, I think they all live in LA. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I mean,
they're good casting. That's great casting.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah,
I mean,
they could hire you on the show, Deb, because that was good. I didn't even think about that.
Yes.
Yeah, just don't do Love and Hip Hop because we know how that goes.
She looks beautiful to me, and again, everything while I'm looking at her, she looks like Foxy Brown to me. I would love to watch her on television.
Yeah, I didn't even make that Foxy Brown correlation, but now that you say it, I'll be like, damn, I see a young Foxy, you know?
Yeah.
So
you're right about that.
Just to let you know, because I grew up in the Foxy era, and she's one of the women that I used to listen to give me self-esteem, because so Foxy was like out there. So we used to talk about, we had the ill Nana too.
Yeah.
You know?
I always loved Foxy's swag. I loved everything about her. It wasn't about, at that time I wasn't thinking about skin tones or anything like that, but I just loved Foxy's swag because it was like that New York thing for me. I loved it. My dad's family's from New York. So
okay.
Yeah.
See, you guys are from a younger generation. In my generation, we didn't have a lot of brown skin, dark skin role models. You remember Lisa Bonet?
Yeah.
Yes.
So those were the girls that we had to look at and go, damn, I'm just not that light, you know? So it's changed, but look, we're still talking about it. So it's really sad.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be a topic that goes away in our lifetime. I think it's always going to be something like, that's why we have to have like these conversations, like these movements to say, love the skin that you're in. You know, it means a lot. Moving on from that. Go ahead. No, go ahead and finish it out.
I was going to say that, you know, I didn't realize people thought that I was light skinned. I didn't consider myself light skinned at all. I thought I was just like a brown skin guy. I was like, there's like dark skin, brown skin, light skin. But people always say, like, you're light skin. I'm like, no, I'm really like brown skin. I like to call myself like butterscotch, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, as time goes on, I realized that there's like a division of skin tones. Growing up, I didn't realize that there was, because my sister's a dark skinned girl. But I didn't realize that there are like differences growing up because I never seen it. My family, like all the women in my family, are darker than me. So I just thought like all the women were like this color. I seen girls at school or whatever, it's like we're mixed, but it was a thing. I didn't know.
That's the brown paper bag test, and you pass it, I'm sure. Yeah, and so if you were darker than a brown paper, I don't even have a brown paper bag, but if you were darker than that, and that was it. And I'm
like a brown paper bag right here. I'm still like darker than this. I'm darker than this.
That's not a paper bag though. No, it was a brown paper bag.
This is the color of the brown paper bag though.
No, it's not. That's like a beige mix.
Right.
Let me tell you, and the dark skin, light skin thing, because my daughter's a little bit is lighter than me. So even with our own community, there is a debate. It's from a brown skinned girl's eyes. You're lighter skinned to me, and I don't like you. No, I'm just kidding.
I think it's because of the lighting. I think it's because of the lighting too, though.
Huh?
But you know what is crazy? Because
it's because of the lighting, though. Because honestly, I'm not this light. This is lighting in my house. Like I have like 3 ring lights, but I'm not this light.
You know what the crazy part is?
Look. How? When does it ever happen that somebody said, "I'm not this light"? Trust me, I'm brown.
Right. But the crazy part is that I think T is lighter skinned.
No,
I think we're the same complexion. I'm turning these lights off, like we'll be the same.
Yeah,
complexion.
I think T and Deb are the same complexion.
Me too.
Hey, T2, you my complexion.
No. I'm definitely chocolate. You more like a milk chocolate. I'm dark chocolate. You milk chocolate. You know.
Like if I turn these ring lights, I have three ring lights on right now. If I turn these lights off,
paper bag hat.
We're like literally. If I turn these lights off, we're the same color.
So Debonair, you're not invited to the cookout, and that's true. I'm kidding.
But speaking of light skin, dark skin, let's talk about these 2 light skinned folks right here, Chrisean and Blueface. So they've been having this back and forth online. I'm not going to go through the history because it's just ghetto and ratchet, and that's not my kind of show. However, we do like the mess. Anyway. So Chrisean was on live and she was telling like her sister, like, yo, he kicked his baby mama out and his son out the house just for me, had her fighting his mama and the sister, and it was just listening to all this stuff. And so I'm all like, damn, it got me thinking, like, would you disrespect your family just to be with somebody? I'm gonna start out with T first. Would you disrespect your family just to be with, like, what is your thought process of like him kicking out his baby mama and the son out the house?
AT2, you talk to me behind the scenes. You already know. Oh, dang. There's nobody more important to me than my family. I'm sorry, because people come and go. That's just ridiculous to me. And Blueface broke an egg over his mother's head on video. That is so disrespectful. There's just some things you don't do. So this man has no respect for his mom. If he don't respect his mother, what do these women expect? I mean, you that's ridiculous. That's just ridiculous. I don't understand that at all. No.
Right. Like, my thing is that you let this woman fight your family, got into it with the baby mama or whatever, and then, you know, it's like this endless cycle of like ratchetness. Like, I just don't understand this relationship. Like, Deb, do you think like this relationship is real, or is this just for like Zeus Network?
This is for Zeus Network. I mean, look at her. I mean, he got tattoos on his face. She's ratchet. She's fighting people. I mean, she washed the girl in the sink on Bad Girls Baddies ATL the other day. So I mean, it seems normal to me for her.
Right. And it just seems like when they do this stuff, you know, for TV or whatever, I get it. I totally get it. But it just seems like there's something wrong with her. And I'm not even trying to be funny.
This is their real life, though. This is how they really act in real life.
This young lady does have some. I mean, if you look at her history, I mean, she's broken windows. She seems to have some serious mental issues. And I don't think Blueface is making it any better. And like some of the, remember when he had all those girls living in his house? These are girls.
Yeah, the Bad Girls Club. That's where she came from. The Blueface Club. That's what he called it. Yeah.
So these are girls, I'm assuming, that are from families that may have had some issues. Because I wish my daughter would be on Blueface. I'd be up in that house with her. I'd be arrested. She'd be embarrassed. Because if you gonna embarrass me, I'm gonna embarrass you too.
Right. But before we continue, Carolyn, thank you so much for the $4.99. I appreciate that. But you know I gotta hit you with the commercial, my sister. Next time, make it $49.99.
Before I continue with my message, thank you, Sister Avanti, $10 coming on the Cash App. Thank you, sister. Next time, make it 20. But thank you for that 10. I know you barely had that. Thank you, sister.
I feel bad for Sister Avanti because she done went viral, and you know this man done put her out because he only had 10.
Did he really say? I know you barely.
I need that clip for my channel.
Yeah, no, he really said that. I know you barely had that, but next time make it 20. He really said that.
Ninja.
What?
Ninjas.
That's terrible.
And he still ain't built that school, but that's another topic for a different day.
You barely had that and make it more.
Or make it more, because you barely had that. You know, next time
Right.
when you get the paycheck, just hit me with the 20 instead of that's it.
Right. So disrespectful. But Deb, another question about this whole Chrisean thing. Like, do you think that there's anything else that she can do, or is she gonna be in? Because my fear is that she's gonna be in this endless cycle, like one of these reality chicks, and get eaten up by the game. Like, I don't think like there's any hope for her to do better. Like, is there gonna be any hope for her to do better? Or it's just gonna be a period of ratchetness, and it's not even on national TV. She on an app, not even national TV.
I mean, there's McDonald's, there's Wendy's, there's Taco Bell. She can always go and get a job. You know, there's jobs out here, call centers. Go get a job. Like, and now that you got the tooth fixed, you don't have to like have that lisp in between the tooth. Like, don't work. Because this ain't
No,
it.
she got her tooth fixed now. Now she got her tooth
That's
fixed.
what I'm saying. She got the tooth fixed. So now you can actually talk without the lisp. You know, go work. Go to work. We all go to work, right?
Right.
TV is not the only job on this earth.
But the
That's
tooth
true.
is off center though, AT2. I was looking really closely. I know I wear glasses, but the tooth is not properly aligned. It's off yeah.
Yes.
Okay, it's a little off.
But the missing tooth is not. But the missing tooth is not lined either, though.
Oh my God, we moving on. Okay, so we're gonna talk about Tyler and Miracle Watts. So basically, she had made a comment talking about how she had 3 kids, basically naming his 2 and then 1 in the oven, of course. Now April, who is the mother, did not like that, and she was like, "You only seen one of them 2 times, and you seen another one time, and how are you already claiming?" And then Miracle came back basically saying like, "Yo, well, shouldn't you want like a stepmother or someone to step up to the plate and, you know, embrace your kids?" Whether T, do you think she? Oh, okay. Well, let me start with Deb first. Let me do with Deb first. So you agree with that statement?
Yeah, I agree with her, because I think coming into a blended family, if you're going to be with this person, I would want my child to be accepted into the family, period. You know, because there's so many parents out here who are in blended families who don't treat the kid nice. They don't care about the kid. This thinking about looking at P Valley this week, you know, her character was treated poorly because she was in a blended family. Her father married another woman who didn't treat her well, and look at her situation now. So I could see why she would even say that. I think that actually one of my aunts, her ex-husband, his son was a part of our family. We looked at him as like our cousin, and like that was it. And I think that parents who go into families like this, and her mentality is an amazing thing, because there are some kids who get an opportunity to have more than one mother or more than one father when they're in these situations, and it helps them out in life. My aunt did everything for my cousin that he could even imagine. He ended up getting, you know, killed later on in life, but everything in life that he did, it was because of her. So I agree with what she said.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if she only seen the kids one time or whatever. Maybe she just got there. I don't know that part. But if she's claiming this kid, you know, as her other kid or her bonus kid or whatever you name it, because I remember my cousin was calling my aunt Steps, and she was like, "Don't call me Steps."
Steps.
Yeah. She's like, "Don't call me Steps. I'm your mom." And he was like, "Okay." And he respected that, like my other mom. You know, I think that people are in this situation. It's an amazing situation if you get a parent who loves you like your actual parent. Right.
Thank you, Heart of Inspiration. I appreciate your comment. She said y'all have good chemistry. I appreciate that. T, what are your thoughts? I do know the relationship is newer. It's not new, but it's newer. So go ahead, T.
So here's So Debonair speak. He kind of, damn, So Debonair, you just threw my ish off, because I was ready to come in talking ish, because I've been put in that situation, a horrible custody battle where the new stepmonster came in and I felt like she was trying to take my place. But I hear what you're saying. If she's coming from a place of being genuine and really loving those kids, then that's a bonus and that's beautiful. But sometimes when you look behind the scenes, you really don't know what's going on. Sometimes the stepmothers kind of overstep their boundaries, and because they're with this man, they want to minimize you and they want to do things publicly. So if she does claim them as her kids, did she have to do it on social media? There has to be a sensitivity and a level of respect and, you know, between the two women before you start claiming them as your kids. Don't claim my child as your child when you've only met her 2-3 times and she came home and told me you put her ice cream in the garbage can and didn't feed her and didn't treat her like I see. It's so many layers and dynamics. So I respect women who are genuine. I had a stepdad. He was better to me than my own dad. Paid my high school tuition, bought me a car. I had a beautiful stepdad, but it's sometimes different with the mothers and it's different with the men as well. So I think it just depends on what's really going on. So she gave us a gleam into the fact that they may not be cool. Because if they were really doing it like that, I don't think she would have came forward and made those comments.
Right.
I'm sorry.
I have kind of like the opposite thought about it because I was thinking that, opposite from Deb. I was thinking like, yo, this relationship is new. It's at least less than a year. I don't know the exact date of when they got together, but it's been at least less than a year because, you know, they both on P-Valley. I think they met on that show.
They did.
So, you know, the relationship is still new. And I think for her to make that step and, you know, you're not married to this man, you're just having to have a baby with this man. And you're saying, you know, my kids, it's kind of like, and then the mom's all like, you don't even know them. Like, what you mean they're your kids? Like that's saying like too much. It's too much too soon. That's what it is. You know, I think like if it's a situation where, you know, I do have a stepmom and my stepmom has been in my life since I was in the 4th grade. So that is someone that I do consider a mother. You know what I mean? So that's different than someone you just met in 30 seconds and then all of a sudden like, oh yeah, these are my kids. Like, what you mean these are your kids? So I think it overstepped the boundary and the mom is probably like, nah, we ain't playing that stepmom. You don't even know my kids. You only seen them briefly, you know? And I get what Miracle was saying. Well, shouldn't you want someone to, you know, embrace your kids and love them? But it's kind of like, but let's not do it on social media. Go ahead, Deb. Go ahead and make your comment. I'm sorry.
Well, I don't think that a lot of people know that I'm a stepfather. My ex-husband has a daughter, so and like we're not together anymore. But she looks at me as a dad. You know, I actually have a grandkid at my young age. You know, so.
But so Debonair, how long?
You a granddaddy?
How long have you been a part of their lives, though? Probably years.
So when I first met her, we weren't together a full year. But she knew that we were together though. And she knew enough to know that I'm the money man. I'm able to get the money at your dad. So like we had a relationship and I think that as time went on, like we just had that respect for each other. And so I do remember like, cause I think we got married for like 2 years. And I remember when she found out, like she ran downstairs. It was just on my Facebook the other day. She ran downstairs. She was like, give me a hug. You're my dad now. He's like, we're family now. And I think it processed to me at that point, like I'm really like a stepdad, you know what I'm saying? And so, but it wasn't a long time though. I think at the beginning of our relationship, like I met her and we grew a relationship before we introduced her into our relationship. So
but you met her more than 2 times, right?
No, we didn't. We weren't. So the thing is this: her mother didn't want her around me at all. Her grandmother didn't either. So it was like kind of like when I was able to be around her, I guess it wasn't a lot of times though, but she knew that I was dating her dad though.
And she embraced you.
Yeah, she like when she met me, we hit it off from the very beginning. And as time went on, like this, as life happened with us, like I sometimes feel like I'm closer to her than she's with her dad.
Wow, damn.
No disrespect to him, but
right. No, I didn't think that. Yeah,
she knows whatever she needs. I'm going to give it to her. Period. He's a little harder with her. Like, no, this is, sometimes I'm like, listen, here, take my house. I'm gonna go live on the street. That's how I am. So I think that I don't know if there's a time frame to once the kid has met the step person.
Princess makes a good point. The last part, like, I'll leave that to the child to come and say. See, it seems that because the children are little, they're like under 5, like the children. And so with your daughter, how old was she, if you don't mind telling us, when you guys met?
She was probably like 7.
Okay, so she was a little old. So she has an opinion, basically. Yeah. So I think it's different when you are thinking of like the little, because these are toddlers that he have. And so that's probably why the mom, April, is like, nah, you need a back. Like, you can't say like you're the mom and stuff like that. Because they don't have that kind of relationship. And I think that it's a thing where there has to be some kind of agreement. And I think this obviously exposed, like T was saying, that they haven't talked or anything, because this definitely should have been copacetic, where it's all like, oh yeah, we support each other, because then the baby mama come and be all like, nah, I ain't down with this. Then it gets messy, and then it doesn't help. And I forgot to mention this, Miracle is making TikToks and stuff like that, shading her, doing the little voiceovers and stuff on TikTok, doing that. So it don't look good. T, what you got to say?
Look, you just said it. If Miracle is already taunting the mother, then that's fake. Don't claim my kids, because if you're putting me down, then you are not looking out for my best interest. So I'm going to just tell you, yes, I'm shady. I mean, I'm more mature now, but when I was going through my situation, I had to remind the step monster, a step parent is a legal stranger in California. So you're just a stranger, B.
Technically, that's true, because you have to get adopted in California. Technically, it's a weird thing.
And we only got there because initially I wanted to be cool with her. But then, some step monsters, I hate to say that for you stepmoms, because I know some good ones out there, but I'm not a bitter baby mom, but I really will never like this woman, because she made our life live in hell, and he allowed her to. So I'm not blaming it all on her, but my kid was impacted. And when you're the stepmother, know your boundaries. If you really care for these kids, don't be talking about the mother. Be there for the children. And you don't need to come forward and say, I'm the stepmom. Just be loving. That's it. They will come and tell you that you're okay. Because initially, I guarantee you, as they get older, if they stay together, they will reject you if they find out you did anything to hurt their mom. That's
right. You're right about that.
Unless the mom wasn't a good mom.
Right. Exactly.
I think also that it's about the adults, in the situation, like being mature about the situation. Like, y'all not together anymore, and it's the conversation. It's about the maturity about the situation, because all the time, listen, y'all not together anymore, and like another person coming into the situation. One, I don't want your child to look at me as like a monster, or as something that is not like you stole my parent away.
Right.
I'm coming in because me and your other parent, your parents it didn't work for them. But I'm going to respect you as their children, as their child, and I'm going to come in and fulfill my space in that way, whatever that looks like for me and you.
Right. And it's nice when we can connect. I mean, I think most parents will want their child in the care and custody of another individual who's going to take good care of them. But if you're taunting me and you're making it hard for me because you with this man, now let me just say this: if you got my ex-man, it's because I gave him to you,
right?
Because I didn't want him no more. So you should thank me.
Okay.
Yeah, and before we continue, I just want to say, Unstoppable, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you for the $49.99. But my sis, you should have added another 9 on there and made it $499. No, but Unstoppable, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Let's go ahead and play the commercial, and we'll be right back, y'all. Hold on. Let me play a special commercial. Hold on.
Girl, how's the gotta go get him a lawyer. Instead, he was at the buffet eating crab legs, sucking on crab legs. Girl, he was over there just cracking them crab legs and sucking on them and eating them. Girl, he didn't go get him a lawyer. He was at the buffet eating the crab legs. Girl, oh girl, you know I got the receipts, girl.
All right, y'all. We are going to talk about the viral video from the baby mama McDonald's controversy. Now, y'all heard about this, right? The girl, said that the dude only bought McDonald's for one of the kids and not all the kids. And it went viral, crazy. Everybody has been debating on whether or not he should have got the whole kids and all. Well, come to find out, it's all fake. They played us. It was a skit. And This is her actual profile. She's a TikToker. Yes. So now that we know this and people are having this debate, here's my problem with it. Because let me take this down. Because it plays into that stereotype of, the baby mama, baby daddy, broken households, the no good the no good daddy, the no good baby mama. And it played into that stereotype. And I just did not like it at all. So, and it had people talking, which, I mean, yes, we should have real conversations, but this is something that sparked, and they basically did this as it was real, because she even came like a response video and all this stuff. It was ridiculous. So Deb, what was your thoughts on this now that you know that it's fake?
Well, I didn't know it was fake because I went to her Instagram page immediately. And I saw that she does these parodies a little bit all the time. So she has a lot of different parodies of different situations. But I thought that what she did was very good, though. I will say this because it opened up conversation about stuff like this. Because it did bring up people's opinions about trifling people who don't understand I don't say trifling people, but it brought up the conversation about people who like. We talked about this on my channel, and there was so many different opinions about it. But I'm like, we're looking at this man brought this boy, his child, food.
Right, and I like the conversation you had too.
Yeah, what if he didn't have any more money, or why didn't she just call him and say, there was some different scenarios about what happened here. But as people, I think that we don't always look at the full spectrum of this when it comes down to a parent who had a baby with somebody else, and someone else. People are like, well, what about the other children's parents? Like, are they doing the same thing? Like, we're not talking about everybody else. To me, this conversation should have been started, and hopefully, I want people to look at it and be like, this does look a little crazy to me, or you know what? Maybe the next time when I do come over to the house, I'll bring food for everybody else. Like, this could change some things in our community, and I think that it was a great conversation opener.
Okay, I respect that. And T, what were your thoughts on it?
So again, I always go back and reference my own situation. And I realized that even as bad as my situation was, that I played a hand in it as well. I can't put all the blame on the father. So a couple things, whether it was real or fake, it allowed us to talk about it. Because these kind of things really do happen. The man was he was being a present parent, which I like. He was bringing his kid food, but she had a competing priority. She has other children. She has her household. So they have two different priorities. It's about communication. Right. I feel like, bringing, like, honestly, for me, maybe in one instance, I would have allowed it. But if he's continuously bringing one Happy Meal for his kid, I cannot allow my other children to be impacted and to see that. And I hate to bring this up, but if we look at R. Kelly's history, that's the one thing he talks about is, I'm not saying that made him a predator, but he mentions the fact that as a child, his other siblings' fathers would come and get them, bring them gifts, and do all these things, and he felt left out. So you have to look at your family holistically. You can't just have one kid being spoiled because of his dad. So I get where she's coming from. But how it was communicated. Okay, could you get a mini pizza or something that could be divided amongst all of them? Could you give me, instead of buying the Happy Meal, can we get top ramen so they can all eat? It's just a lot of things we could have done a little better. But you tossing it and yelling at the man, that kind of negates the conversation. So I believe that they both meant well, but the communication was just off and toxic.
Right. Go ahead, Deb.
I don't. So I understand everything that you just said, but everybody's not raised that way, right? So if the thing to me is that the stigma is that we have no black father. They don't take care of their kids. To me, what this man was showing was, listen, this is my kid. I'm taking care of my kid. My kid called me and asked me, I want McDonald's. I'm bringing it over here. She also said he comes every other week, you know, over there, like every other day, I'm sorry, to do this for the kids. So for me, I felt like, unless she said something, which we know she didn't because she spent more time into making the live versus to call them and saying, hey, if you bring in McDonald's again today, can you bring this, or can I throw some of the money over here, bring a pizza? She didn't do that, you know. Right. And I know this is a different scenario, but these are ways of communication in a single parent household, or, you know, we're separate or whatever. Like these are ways to work around this. The thing she should have done was say, hey, because he's doing it every other day. I know you're coming over today. I know you're gonna bring McDonald's for little JoJo, but the other kids want to eat, you know, fast food too. Can I throw a few dollars over here, because you could have got a little Caesar pizza for like $3 more. You had that. You could set up in your couch and get the change on the couch for that. So let's communicate with that way. Don't record me bringing my son food. You know what I'm saying? Because my responsibility is for my kid. And you know, and she also said that that they were together and he was doing it for them all the time. So I do get that part as well. But they're not together anymore, so that's not his responsibility.
But no, I agree with you. I agree with you on that. I said he was doing the right thing.
I don't.
Communication. But let me say this: when my daughter and we were embroiled in our custody, because my daughter's an only child, there was a young little girl I used to keep. Her name was Rachel, and her mom was deceased, so I would keep her, you know, because she was in a bad situation. And when he would come and visit, you know, whatever, and bring my daughter stuff, before he even came, one time he was coming over and I said, I got Rachel, because he was bringing our daughter a gift. He got the same toy for Rachel.
Right.
You're not going to bring my
But
kid.
You communicated that, though. You just set up a lie.
I just said Rachel
set him up.
Well, I guess he kind of knew. I mean, I was raised like that. Not to put a little plug, but if I did a video on this, and what I said is, when I was growing up, my best friend's mother used to babysit me. And when her kids ate steak, she let me eat steak as well. And my mother always appreciated that.
Right. That's the way it should be.
No kid is left behind.
I'm going to tell y'all this. So when I grew up, before my parents got married, I lived in the house with my grandparents and 3 of my cousins, my mom and my aunt, my great grandmother. My grandmother would buy me my own special food. Okay. So I'm like, for me, I understand this, because I'm like, my grandmother, I had shrimp that ate spaghetti. I had my own special cereal. Okay. My grandmother did all this stuff for me. So I'm okay with the part, but the other kids never knew that, though. You know?
Right.
So even when she came outside, he was like, well, just send him outside. She could let the kid go outside and let him eat in the car like he asked her to do. She just was not there. I think that she wanted the food more than he did.
But so, Debonair, you know he gonna come back.
But the problem that
I never did. I didn't do that. I didn't do that when I was a kid. I didn't do that.
Like, this is still my problem, though, because you know, this played into that whole stereotype that the dad ain't no good, the mama ain't no good, this, you know, this and that, and they tried to. Because it would be fine if this was just a skit. It happened to go viral. People started talking about it. I'm fine with that. But this girl, Eliz McGlaston, tried to sell it as it was real. And it got people have these conversations. And which, I mean, I guess it's a good thing. But I still go back to, it perpetuates stereotypes of Black people. And I just didn't like that this went viral. And it was something that was fake and something that wasn't real. And we're having these conversations about, oh, well, he should have did this. The motherfuckers was lying in the beginning. Like, none of them, it wasn't real. That's what upsets me.
That video wasn't real, but the scenario is real.
And what's even worse about it is this was on Arab news. This was all the way talked about in the Middle East.
But the thing is this, y'all. The thing is this. This might not have been real, but this scenario is very real. So whether or not this what we watch was real or not, this happens every day. And so it was a good conversation piece for people, because it makes you look at yourself like, there's some parents out there who are gonna be like, maybe I should bring all the kids food sometimes, you know, or sometimes, you know, maybe if I'm gonna feed my kid, let me not take it to the house where the other kids are at. Like it brought up a good conversation to me, and I think it was healthy.
Okay.
But
I respect
and
that.
I agree with you. But when I saw this had made it all the way to the Middle East, I was because I'm thinking a lot
They're
of
dealing with it in the Middle East too.
I know, but they're always but you
Right,
know what?
but I don't like the image for us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
like
I can see it.
when are we discussing their issues? But I'm like saying the middle. Don't you? There's a war in Ukraine. Why aren't y'all talking about that? You talking about a black man and a black woman with some McDonald's, like because they love to see us being dysfunctional.
But are we not dealing with this?
True.
Yeah, true. Yeah. But I just think
it's a reality space. I mean, I get that everybody don't need to see it, but the reality is that we're dealing with it. So it made people look at themselves and say, hey, maybe I should bring food for everybody else, or maybe I shouldn't like make the other kids mad or the mother mad or whatever, or maybe the mother should put some money in so we can get food for everybody. Like it was a conversation piece, and I liked it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, it was a great, like some people were saying, oh, it was fake. It doesn't matter. It allowed us to talk about it. But for me, the only thing that I felt that I was like all the way to the Middle East because they believe, like, I don't even know that they know that this is fake because they probably just took the story and ran with it. And they think all black men are, you know, or black women are that, you know, and it's just like, can't we catch a break?
Yeah, but let me ask the crowd because maybe I'm the lone man. Put a 1 in the chat if you think this was a good conversation piece.
Oh yes.
Put a 2 in the chat if you feel that this was whack and they should have not done this. Well, shit, I guess there's only 3 of us who think, okay, 4 of us who think it was whack. Okay. But everybody else said 1. They felt it was a good conversation. I guess here's the thing.
We have to do better as black people, honestly.
Yes.
I think that we are so above learning things, but in the reality, like we don't know everything. And I think that this really pulled people's heads like, this is wrong, this is right, but someone's just like, well, we understand it. Like maybe we are missing something, or maybe we don't understand this, or maybe you know what, I'm not doing it, or I'm doing it. You know, the people have been torn between.
And again, let's be clear. I'm not trying to police anybody and say you can't make the content that you want. I'm not saying that at all. But the fact that they try to go along, prolong it. She even had an interview on Night and Day Network, that channel. Like she's selling this story. Like I'm just like, this shit is crazy. I think that's the part that irritates me, that she's selling the story and like and not making money, but you know, getting it out there, trying to make it go viral, and you know, portraying that it's real and hoodwinking us. And I think that's the part where I'm not liking it. It would be one thing if this was a video she did and then she came out and was like, hey guys, you know, we was just doing a skit, blah, blah, blah. But she's trying to sell it as it was real. She even had a response video and all that. That's what I'm more having.
So is it real or not?
She's a content creator.
Does she have?
She's a content creator. She does skit. Like her thing is doing baby mama skits. I don't know if she has kids or not, but this is her page right here.
No, she does. A lot of her skits are baby daddy things.
So what do you?
I watched them.
You said she's trying to hoodwink us, so we know it's fake, then, right? So
no, we know it's fake. We know it's fake.
So she lying?
Yes.
Yes.
It's fake.
No.
Oh, you didn't realize?
No. I know. Okay, I had heard it was fake, but you're saying now that she's coming back acting as if it's real.
Yeah,
well,
that's why she had the response video. She had an interview on Night and Day Network talking about it.
Listen, if any of your videos go viral, 82, are you not going to do interviews on it?
That depends on what it is, though.
Are you not going to travel the world with your interviewing what your content was?
But I don't know if my content would be a bum ass baby daddy. Like I wouldn't try to sell.
That's not your content. But I'm saying if one of your videos go viral, it might not be real, but this your opinion on something. Right. Maybe you didn't really even feel that way, but you said it. Will you not travel around the world and interview people who want to interview about this stuff? It's your she has like I think almost 1 million subscribers to her TikTok. Like she's doing the thing.
So we should basically let her make her money. That's what you're saying.
She should make her money because she opened up a conversation that we need to have. Period.
But okay. So Debonair, that's fine for her going viral, but at least say it was a skit versus trying to act as if it's real.
If you go to her TikTok, you know it's a skit. That's the thing. If you go to her TikTok, you will see that she does a lot of skits like this. This is
but the problem is being sold as it's real, and she hasn't said it. At least I haven't seen her.
No, we
saying like, "Hey, I faked
it."
No,
wait. We took it as real. Her TikTok shows you that it's not real.
But so
we took it that way.
What if you slow and older like me, and you just don't catch on as quick?
Right, because we were talking the whole time, and she didn't even understand it.
We need you to just come out and say, "This is fake."
Right. Let me add on Heart of Inspiration. Let's see what she got to add. What's up, Heart of Inspiration? How you doing?
Hey, I'm all right. I can't come on camera. It's hair day now for Black women. Y'all know what that means.
Yeah, I know.
Don't worry. What's your thoughts on everything?
I took a whole hour to put my hair together today.
Baby, that's good. Listen, and you know what? You look fabulous, baby.
Yes,
you look gorgeous. I love it. I love seeing y'all up here too. This is amazing. It's been a great
Thank you. I appreciate your comment too.
Great panel.
Thank you.
This is what I think. Like, was I shocked when I found out that it was fake? In fact, I found out because AT2 broke the news on his shorts. Yes, I watch your YouTube shorts faithfully.
Thank you.
I was shocked, but then I was like, well, if there wasn't enough reality in her parody, we would not have had the discussion now, would we?
Ooh.
I agree.
So
I agree.
Come on, speak to us.
So we got to understand, we got to call a thing as Mother Iyanla would say. We have to interrupt the pattern. And there's so many layers to this reality. Is that man really responsible because of your level of irresponsibility with what you were getting as far as assistance, your level of irresponsibility in managing that money, aka the food stamps. Now, I know how listen, this ain't all baby mamas, and I'm not talking about anybody that sell their food stamps, but I think everybody here done bought a couple of food stamps for 50 cents on the dollar every now and again. Now, you might not want to admit it might be just be me.
I never bought no food stamps because I have my own food stamps, but I
I'm trying to get some, but I was denied. But I feel you.
I never have. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, well, then I'm the only one. Then I'll take full responsibility for it.
We don't food stamp shame over here.
I have my own food stamp card. So
we in California, and I'm sorry, I didn't grow up on food stamps, and I'll be damned. I'm like Jennifer on Basketball Wives.
I don't know what.
I'm just gonna tell you.
I didn't grow up on them either, baby. But that don't mean
I ain't doing it.
That don't mean I didn't buy none. Shit.
You got that right. Now listen. Now just because I didn't grow up in the hood and didn't get no food stamps, don't mean I don't know how to spend them and buy them. Now that's a whole different story.
I'm not judging anybody.
And make sure you don't use cash either when you do it. But
now I'll take that offline and tell you how to do it. But anyway, the point is.
Okay.
There's a lot of layers to this. So why didn't she ask for them $12 and maybe she could put another 3-4 with it and get some beans, and she could have got some beans and rice.
That's what I said.
You know what I'm saying? It cooked a whole
lack of communication.
Well, it's more than lack of communication. It's
right.
lack of responsibility.
This is my thing. Was this man was on there every other day, right? So he was spending maybe like over $100 a week.
Right.
So why didn't she say, hey, you know what? I know you bring in McDonald's. Let me put some money in, or just give me the money. Let me go buy some food for everybody in the house. Let me make some spaghetti, some Alfredo, some lasagna, something.
Right. Make a meal and not just something real quick. Let me add Casey on here.
Right. So that's
what's
my thing.
Hey, Casey.
Hey, T, how you doing? Hey, Debonair. Hey, hey, Lisa, how you doing, baby mama? No, I'm just kidding. But no, let's talk about let's talk about that ratchet with the McDonald's situation. She's a typical. Excuse me, ladies. I love y'all, but don't take this the wrong way. She's the typical ratchet hood ass baby mama who's desperate for some DICK. Who, you know what? She got 4 baby daddies, 4 kids. Yeah, nah, look. McDonald, look, she made herself look stupid on that situation. You know,
but now that you know that it's fake, like, what's your opinion on it though?
She's ratchet.
She still is.
She like my. You know what? She. You know what? Honestly, excuse. You know, Lord rest my brother. So she just like my brother's baby mamas. No good. Who they want to pop that coochie like it's groceries. So yeah, not all coochie's good, and apparently hers ain't good because she can't keep a man.
Help the Lord
Okay,
Jesus.
Casey.
Why did he
have a baby by her? If her coochie, her punani is so bad, why did he have baby
because
number 4?
you know what, T? You know what, T? Hold on, Debonair. T.
Okay.
You know what? Look, some of these weak niggas, you know, some of us, and I'm not saying I'm a weak nigga. You know, I got kids too. But you know what? Some of these weak niggas don't know how to pull out. They pull out game is weak as fuck. So you know what? She probably caught him on a Hennessy night, and then yeah, boom.
Oh,
but listen, in this conversation, she said that she was still having sex with that man. Did y'all hear that part?
Yeah,
I missed that one.
She did say that part.
In her response video, she said, well, if he's still coming over asking me for sex, how come he can't, you know, give some food for my kids? That was a part of the another part to the fake scenario. So,
like he told her, he told her, he just, and you know, it's kind of fucked up because you know. You got the black stereotype as a father, and we're not being shined upon, you know, as fathers because it's like we overshadow over the deadbeat.
But can we not say this is the
so
black scenario?
Look, I'm only worried about mine and mine alone.
No, but we acknowledge
Can we not say this is a black scenario because it's not a black scenario? Everybody is doing this. Like it's not a black scenario.
But we could say like, you know, it's not a black scenario. But because this is my issue that I'm going back, but hey, I guess I'm the odd man out. It's playing into that stereotype, and now just like T said, it went to the Middle East, and they're talking about it. And I don't know, like T said, if they did a follow up and was like, "Hey, this is actually fake," they're probably over there laughing on like these.
But we're always going to be on display because we're black people. We are the magic that works this world.
No. We're black fathers. That's what we are. We're black fathers.
Give me 1 second. It's always be that because black people, we run this world. We are the magic that makes this world even happen. So we're always going to be the display because that's why they did that to us. But in reality, there's no other race that's not doing the same thing that we are doing in this earth. Yeah. Because over there, and the white people are doing it, any other nationality, they're doing the same thing. We are on display because we are black and we are magic and it's black magic. So that's all this it is. For me, I don't want to put a stigma on us. Like, don't let us put our own stigma on us. Yes, this scenario looks bad for us, but it's the same scenario for every other race. It's no different.
Right.
It is a scenario.
I know. Many
Can I throw something in here, though?
Yeah, go ahead, Lisa.
Can I throw something in here? I'm totally agreeing with you, Deb. This is the thing, though, for us. What happens is when these conversations come up, like you said earlier, instead of us being willing to take some level of accountability, be introspective and say, this is how we can do better, we immediately go to, how you going to show us cases like this? And while I agree, but there's truth. Y'all cannot sit here and say that y'all ain't seen this daggone scenario happen.
But you're not disturbed that she's selling the story as it's true. You're not disturbed by that.
She's not.
It's social media.
She's a typical look. At the end of the
Wait,
day,
hold
she's
on.
a
No.
typical.
She is selling it
Casey
as
is
it's true. I
fake.
just told y'all she had an interview and everything like that. She's selling the story as it's true. She hasn't came out and said, y'all, this is just a
AC2.
skit.
Were
But
you
Deb,
offended
you
by
said
Mary
that
J.
we're
Blige
supposed to
singing
know
about
because
chicken
we're supposed to
wraps?
look at her.
Were you not offended by Mary J. Blige singing about chicken wraps?
No, I wasn't. I love that song. Crispy chicken.
Oh,
Crispy.
God.
Okay. So then don't be offended by this.
I
Don't be offended
love
by this.
foolery,
Don't be
No,
offended
but
by
I
this.
it's
didn't
certain
like
levels
it.
of foolery I love.
I'm not
Don't be
offended.
offended by this.
Let me tell you something.
This
So
is different.
let me give a real story. Where
It's a stereotype.
Let me give you a story. I worked in a corporate environment. I would just say the company, Gin and Tech, maybe 10 years ago. It's a Bay Area company, really big.
Mhm.
It was #1 over Google years ago. And it was me and one other Black girl. And for my birthday, we had sushi. They would celebrate our birthdays. She was from Detroit. She was younger than me. For her birthday, they had tater tots, fried chicken, and watermelon. I went to HR and complained. Those are stereotypes. She was a young girl, and I said, no. And she was like, it's okay. I do like watermelon. I'm like, I don't give a damn. You eat your watermelon at home. They are making a mockery of you. No, I'm sorry. This is real. I had to go to HR and say, this is unacceptable. You tater tots, fried chicken from KFC, and watermelon.
But what does that have to do with the content creator making content? And she ran with it for a hot second.
They constantly are fed by media to think that they get this imagery of us that all we do is all of us eat chicken, we eat water, and it's okay. Some of us do, but it's just that through social media and things like this, that's how a lot of people judge us. And when we go into corporate places, they treat us like this.
Okay,
you know
then
I
I'm gonna say on this channel, like I've said other places, I need y'all to stop watching them darn housewives. I need y'all to stop supporting all these other shows that showcase nothing but stereotypes and nothing but the worst side of us. And every once in a while showcase a good side, but they showcase mainly the bad side of us. So for everybody that's upset about this, I'm gonna need y'all.
That's not even
right. But we know that the reality
show don't even show a good side of the Black people. You know, me honestly, I'm literally, I may not look it, but I am mixed. But still, you know, I rock the Black culture. They do not show in all the media. They do not show a good light on Black people at all.
Right. But however, when I'm watching those shows, like when I'm watching like the show's reality, because everybody knows the secret about reality, it ain't really reality. Like I know that it's played up for drama and stuff like that. It's sold as it's kind of like, because you know I'm a huge wrestling fan. Like it's sold to you as real, but you know that it's theatrics and stuff like that. So I know what I'm watching. So we can't compare Real Housewives or wrestling to this situation that was sold as real.
I talk to people.
And you're making a
I talk to people all over this globe on a regular basis. People from other countries, when they talk to me about, oh, well, you're nothing like Nene, you're nothing like Candy, you're nothing like, and these are well-meaning European people. So again, stop supporting it. If we don't want us portrayed a certain way, then we got to call it all the way around the horn. Otherwise,
call it a spade.
Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead, Deb.
Listen, we're saying this, right? But we're the only people who watch our own people on television and say, cancel this show. White people are represented so bad on television, and they love that shit. They don't say, cancel it, cancel it, cancel it. We break our own people down when these shows come on. My main thing will be Basketball Wives, and because I watch it, I love that show. The show is not real. Like, we know it's not real. But we watch it, and then they're like, "Oh, there's colorism." Like, have you ever seen a white show? They were like, "Oh, there's colorism." They have different shades of white people too, but they don't do that with them. We are the only people who tear down other like entertainers when it comes down to stuff, and I hate watching them because it's like, why are we doing this? And in reality, it's like it's a show. It's not our reality. Reality TV stopped happening when the Real World stopped. I mean, when the Real World went on and started doing other reality shows. the reality shows are not reality. It's just for our entertainment. So watch it for that purpose, and that's it. We're not here for like colorism. We're not here for like life lessons. We're watching a show to escape our real life.
So this video, we should have took it as entertainment and not real.
Period, because that's what she did it for. And that's why she's traveling around the world right now, because honestly, she's making money right now because she brought up a conversation that needed to be had. And that's what's happening.
Chief.
So I want to piggyback on what So Debonair said. One thing that really irritates me about us as a community is when we talk about, oh, it's only Black people. Do you know Puerto Rican people, Indians, they have color casts. They have the same issues in terms of light and dark. It is not a Black issue. The Eurocentrism has penetrated all of the world. So we always act like, Black people are the only ones who think about color. No, it's not just us.
It's not just us.
I work with predominantly Indians. They have the same issues in terms of color cast. I mean, it's even more so with your dialect, where you live, how dark you are.
Oh yeah, they have a whole caste system.
Exactly. So it's not just us. Stop.
Your name,
us, huh?
With Indians, your name also too tells you if you have money or don't have money. Like it's
the Puerto Ricans
crazy.
Do too. They have the real life.
And so do Mexicans. And so do Mexicans. And if
every
you
nationality has it.
If you went over to Germany, Northern Germans and Southern Germans, Sicilians and Italians.
As So Debonair said earlier, the things that we face as African Americans are human issues. Stop acting like it's only us.
It's not.
So we can't correct ourselves then, because what I
hear,
when I hear this,
and I know I'm not getting a lot of blame from this.
Casey,
the thing is that we're the hardest on us because we're at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to people on this earth, and so we're trying to come above all these people. In reality, we're at the top because they all imitate us. They want to be us, but we look at us at the bottom of the totem pole. And when you go on television, you know who the hottest rated people are? Us. But we don't see it like
I agree with that. We are the groundbreakers. Lisa, go ahead.
My every time I hear people say, well, it's not just a Black thing, it's not just a Black thing. I get that. That doesn't mean that it's not something we shouldn't correct. When I hear that, I hear one child saying, well, you know, so-and-so did it, so well, it's not okay for me to do it, or why are you not harping on this why are you not talking to my brother about it when I'm the one that she was the one that did it? You know what I'm saying? Like, we got it. I hear that and I know that, and I wish I could change everybody else's perspective, but I can't. What I can do is come to my people and say, hey, this is an issue. Can we deal with this? I'm not saying anything about whether it's just us or not, but I'm dealing this with us. I don't care if everybody else does it to their own. That's their business. I just want to take care of mine. That's all I'm trying to say. I just get
tired of us always acting as if we're the only ones who suffer from that.
Right.
I'm saying it's a human issue. Some Black people go on and say, Black people are the only ones who do this. We the only one. No, we're not. No, we're not.
And I think I don't care. Like, let's deal with it.
I care.
We have to have
absolute. Like, we're not a monolith. That's the first thing. I don't think like every other Black woman, period. Because my experience is not like every other Black woman.
Right. I definitely agree that we shouldn't think like a monolith, because we all have, all of us on this panel have different opinions. So we definitely don't want to do that. But I think also two things can be true. And the second thing is that even though, other nationalities, ethnicities have this and that, we can want better for our people as well too. I believe that can exist. Casey, go ahead and give us your final thought on everything. I'll let you go now. I'm sorry.
Like I said, I may get the flag, but y'all can catch me at Paradise Kinky Swag 86 on Instagram. But like I said, Black people, we're as Black people, we're standing in our own way. Mm-hmm. Anything that happens is like, oh, well, the Black people do this. The Black people, us as Black people, we make our own self look bad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I got to say about that.
Yeah, we are our own worst enemy, as they say.
And I wanted to say this. I understand what you're saying, Heart of Inspiration, but we already have enough stuff on our back. I'm not trying to carry every other nationality on my back as well. Like, take this off of me. Yes, they go on television and they do stuff, but like they're all doing the same stuff. So take all the weight off of us, because it's not just us, it's everybody who's doing the same thing. We're the ones on display like we have been since slavery. It's the that's what it feels like.
Not to cut you off, we make ourselves look bad. You know, we the one that want to
pick from. No, I agree with you. I agree with you because we're pinpointing out. No, I agree with you because we're the ones that's pinpointing out. We don't see no other nationality pinpointing out nothing else on national television. Black people are like, oh well, this looks bad for black women, or this is bad for black men. Black. There's no black fathers, but all the nationalities go through the same thing. But we're the only ones on TV and in the media saying this stuff. So that's why it's reported. In reality, it's everywhere.
So let me just jump in, Debonair. At work recently, there was an Indian situation, and they were behind the scenes talking, and the Indian guy sent on a memo, which he shouldn't have done, and he was like, and because you're a part of, so they got the same stuff going on as well. And I'm just saying.
Yeah, and no, and to that, they also have like I think because of us as a people, because our voices is so loud, and I don't mean physical, I mean the power in our voice is so loud that it just seems that Black people have conversations out loud because we have opinions and stuff like that, and we talk about it, but it's just that we don't seek the other people when they're having their conversations. But like T was saying, they have their conversation as well too. I appreciate that. All right, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up right here. Go ahead and finish out Casey, and then tell people where they can find you on Instagram to fight.
But what happened? A lot of stuff took place Sunday during the BET Awards, but a lot of people still think, not a lot, but majority of our people still think BET is Black owned. It's no longer Black owned because it's whitewashed. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff in it.
It's owned by Viacom. Yep.
Right. So you know what? But everybody, meet me at Paradise Kiki Swag 86. My little brother right there, you know, 82, he's going to put the information in the comments.
Yes, I'll definitely go ahead and put the link to your Instagram. Thank you for coming on, Casey. I appreciate you. All right, Heart of Inspiration, go ahead and give the people your contact information and your final thoughts.
My final thoughts is I love every last one of y'all. That's my final thoughts. I love all y'all. I love having intelligent conversation. Absolutely. Y'all can find me at Heart of Inspiration right here on YouTube and at Heart of INSP on the Instagram. Thank you for letting me up.
Yes, and thank you for coming on. I love your perspective, and I'm glad you was Team AT2 on certain situations too as well. I love you. Love you. I'll talk to you later. All right, guys. Before we close out, I'm going to go ahead with ladies first. I'm going to start with T. Go ahead and give the people your information where they can find you at.
You can find me on Laugh, Gags, and Gossip. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers, so please come and subscribe. I'm close, but I ain't there yet.
Yes, you are. And then, right, you'll be there soon. Don't worry.
Okay, and so Debonair, it was a pleasure being on the panel with you. I hope we do it again.
Absolutely.
Yes, and Deb, go ahead and give the people your information where they can find you at.
Y'all can find me at So Debonair right here on all social media platforms. Definitely, and also at SoDebonairENT.com. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers too. You know, I'm going back and forth with my subscribers. But you know what you said to me today too that I really understood was the shifting of my channel. Yeah, I was like, you know what, that makes sense. I appreciate you for saying that.
Yes, you're in the shifting process right now. I promise you.
I feel like I was failing. I'm like, man, I keep getting new subscribers. My channel's growing, but like my views are getting lower. But it makes sense what you said today earlier. So I do appreciate you for telling me that. I'm like, okay, so I can.
Yeah, and all you have to do is just stick on this road of doing content. That's all you need to do. Like, just stick doing content. And at the end of the day, it might seem like, damn, I'm doing all this hard work for nothing. But I promise you, it's going to pay off because your setup and everything. Like, I like the way you do your backgrounds for your StreamYard and stuff like that. Like, you already have a dope platform. Your thumbnails are off the hook. Like, you don't know how good your shit is, you know?
I upgraded my whole thumbnail situation because I'm like, I want people to look at him like, damn, what is this? You know, like I did that on purpose. And then I was like, it seems like it's like dropping for me, but my views, my subscribers are growing, my views are going low. But when you said, I was like, that makes sense to me. So I'm so appreciative for coming in today.
Right. Yeah. You just got to do a little controversy, like show a titty one day, and then it'll bring all the.
I just showed my hoochie daddy shorts on Mem's channel the other day.
Hopefully it'll pay off. But no, Dale, I appreciate you for coming on. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
You have a good one. Oh man, thank you for my guests for coming on. Thank you for Casey and Heart of Inspiration. That was a great conversation. And then thank you to my main guest, Sodeb and Laugh Gags and Gossip. I appreciate every single one of them for coming on and just showing me so much love. And, you know, us having these conversations, you know, sometimes these conversations are tough and then sometimes they're not too tough. So, but either way, I appreciate that everybody has their own opinion and you're allowed to say your opinion on my show. Next time I need to go buy a yellow shirt so I don't have to wear this vest so I can match with the rest. We gonna coordinate next week, y'all. We gonna coordinate with the colors and stuff like that. So we all got the same damn color so I don't stick out like a sore thumb on my own damn show. Hopefully y'all love today's show. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure you share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we'll be talking to y'all soon. Don't worry. We gonna come back, baby. We gonna come back. Deuces.